But I've been attacked, and that seems to be the norm with people that are exposing things that different government entities do not want exposed. So how do you protect yourself? This is a generalized conversation about this, but the most important thing is think about all those assets that are vulnerable, the vulnerable assets that are titled in your person. And you want to do what's called segregating assets. And it's important that if you ever heard the term, a lot of wealthy people do this, they say, own nothing, control everything. Now how this takes into account the title of this talk, which is your property, you've got it, they want it. Important thing is, next thing to do is to take inventory of what you have. From all those lists I just gave you, think about in your own lives what property you have titled in your name. I filed a case in Maryland to get my note back, and it's called a Detinue case, and that is actually a lawsuit for the return of personal property. And we'll see how that case shakes out, but I just got a call a couple days ago from the bank looking to inquire about that because they know they've got my property and they never gave it back.
So I met my old friend Todd Wetzelberger for dinner and a pint last month at the Crown Plaza, where he presented to the Liberty Alliance Free Staters regarding mortgages and personal finance. Unlike my visit there with Senator Kelly Ayotte, no one threatened to arrest us because they are honest people with nothing to hide.
And let you talk that long.
Yeah, he just was like this the whole damn time.
New Hampshire is the highest per capita complaint ratio to the CFPB, Consumer Finance Protection Bureau. Yeah, and all that goes back to her avoidance of the FRM Ponzi scam because she's in bed with the banks.
Huh.
And all that ties in, of course, to the larger picture, which is that the whole country is undermined because of the banks.
Oh yeah.
So,
are you into Bitcoin?
You know what? I've been thinking about getting on that wagon.
Yeah, it's a good way to stick it to the banks, that's for sure. And
right.
The state.
This is the first time, the only time that I've never been judged to be a member of the media. Okay, I cover murder trials in Boston. I come here and I sign in, and I got my pass and my credentials with NEMPA, and I still get kicked out.
Yours?
That's not mine. No, guys. I mean, this is no longer the event. No. Okay. This is. They don't own the. They don't own the premises.
No, these people do. It's going to be their call if they want them on the property. Can you check with the manager?
She's a scumbag. Folks, you have to start suing and Detinue for the return of your note. You have to force their hand on this low-hanging fruit because the law is so clear. Not every judge will be as dirty as the one you're about to see. There will be victories. At the website, I will post sample Detinue complaints for you to review with your attorney. Corrupt judges and corrupt bank attorneys won't like it, but in due time, we as Americans will take our country back from these robber barons and scalawags.
You have reached the information line for Baltimore County Circuit Court. The hours of operation for the court are 8:30 to 4:30.
But yeah, I was surprised. I guess the last I heard, Mr. Wetzelberger was told that it may have fallen down an elevator shaft. Can you verify that?
I told him that it might have been a possibility, but...
Now, everyone knows, or should know, that they are entitled to receive their mortgage note back once the underlying purported obligation is paid off. It says so right there on the note. But that never happens because the banks are too busy flipping your note amongst the investors in one great big Ponzi scheme, while judges like Mickey Norman protect the whole setup. Now read more about it here and just do some research on your own. Now these notes are worth money in this economy.
Oh, everybody's notes are functional money in this economy. There's no gold or silver backing our dollars.
And by law, you're entitled to that value. You want to see a case about that? Well, here you are. Now, I'm not going to get too deep into the things I've seen involving this judge, but suffice it to say that I heard him lie and contradict Judge of the Year Alan Wilner when referencing mortgage reform at a time when he miraculously was assigned to a case involving Todd Wetzelberger after opposing counsel sent him a courtesy copy of a pending motion before he was even assigned to the case.
How did this lawyer convince this judge
Now, in this instance, where Todd Wetzelberger sued in Detinue for the return of the note and has defaulted some of the defendants for not answering, we have more lost files and documents. Now, I verified that he was told that the file might actually be lost in an elevator shaft. Now, I might grant some kind of credibility to that, were it not for the fact that I came to investigate a lost filing last year in a different case involving Mr. Wetzelberger and Mickey Norman, where the court lost my notice of media coverage twice. And then Judge Norman proceeded to threaten me with criminal contempt if I dared to record anything in that courtroom. Now, whatever, he didn't take away my right to say what happened, so here it is, there you go. Now, in these phone calls today, I traced the lost file in this current case to see how it too miraculously wound up with Judge Norman. And then I catch up with Judge Norman's chambers and wait on the phone for 4 minutes, and I'm told that the hot potato was sent back down to the clerk so they can help further protect the dirty lawyers involved and avoid granting the final judgments that are clearly owed to Mr. Wetzelberger so he can start collecting, on the obligation.
And I have some serious concerns about Judge Norman, as I vocally said online. So I'll discuss this further as the case goes on. But I was surprised. I guess the last I heard, Mr. Wetzelberger was told that it may have fallen down an elevator shaft. Can you verify that?
I told him that it might have been a possibility, but it never happened.
Okay. Do we know where the file was?
Well, what happened was the file went up to Judge Enzer, and then the law clerk gave it to Judge Norman because he saw that Judge Norman had previous handling with the file, and then Judge Norman said he would take care of it. We were unaware that the file was given to Judge Norman, and that's why we had problems locating it.
I would hazard a guess that you had trouble finding it and you didn't know where it went because Judge Mickey Norman went on down to the clerk to personally handle it, indeed, by overturning the default judgments that were in place, even though the defendant never filed a goddamn thing. Now, you hear me? They never even responded, but Judge Mickey Norman, in complete derogation of law, gave them a pass. And that is why the ethics complaints will be coming against him shortly.